Only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy. Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. Late scratch, Darren McCarty. Coach's decision. We've gone to stick. We called him up from Grand Rapids. Here he is.
I'll do better than Blashville.
Yeah, I'm fairly confident you will.
That's all I can say about
Although
that.
he just got the Blackhawks
Did
job.
just get the Blackhawks job.
Love Blackhawks.
Shout out Jeff Blash.
Okay, we got Chase in the sound booth. Chase, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? How was your weekend?
Oh, it was cool, man. We'll get into that in a second. Spencer Raxter.
How you doing?
He of the 36 hole variety on Sunday.
Yeah. Hit 36 holes on Sunday. That was a lot of fun. I'm sore. Like that massage chair helped it out a lot, but like my hips and my neck were sore. I was striping it out there, man. It was fun.
It is fun. It is fun when you get it rolling. Intern Simeon here is in the house as well, sitting in the spaceship. Simeon, what's up?
Recovery mode when I walked in.
Yeah.
I thought he was asleep.
All right.
Very possible.
I might have been, honestly.
When you opened your eyes, they were heavy.
Yeah.
I could tell. Like, it was tough to get those eyes.
Oh, yeah. It's because, like, Friday night, we did shout out McShane's and White Claw for
Yeah,
having
how was
something.
that?
A lot of fun.
Electric,
A lot
I
of
heard.
fun. Yeah,
I watched a bit.
We were slamming White Claws. I shotgun one with Brady. Just had a good time. So shout out McShane's, shout out White Claw and Ben Johnson for doing that. We got more of those to come throughout the year.
White Claw was pumped. They're
Yeah.
ready for the next one. So
Yeah.
next time, we got to bring the heat.
Oh, yeah.
We need all 30 of the Woodward Sports staff down there.
That was a lot of fun.
Ripping
And then I went to a movement pre-party on Friday. It was like this live show at a record store downtown. It was really cool. Got a couple girls' numbers off Aura alone. Like, didn't talk to them at all. But after I was killing Bohemian Rhapsody word for word, two girls walked up to me and they're like, "Can I have your Snapchat?" I'm like, I mean, I guess. But,
This guy.
and then Saturday,
Yeah.
my boy had a bonfire. So, yeah, it was an eventful weekend. It was a lot of fun.
It was like downtown was popping the Tigers put up 100,000 people in the stadium Friday,
weekend.
Saturday, Sunday.
The
The
weekend
weekend
was
was
going
down
down
there.
there.
Detroit
Movement.
City had 7,000 people at their game. Movement was popping off.
Yeah.
Like, it was wild this weekend.
Jars had their own little corner downtown too, throwing their own little techno fest downtown. It's if you grew up in this city and you were down in the city back in like 04, 05, 06, 07, to see what it is today, like a living and breathing actual metropolitan area,
Well, like a destination.
where people are
Yeah.
having a good time. It makes me so happy.
Me too,
It really does to see the city like that. Because I went down Friday or Saturday to pick up the trailer for the broadcast that they did, and I had to go get the leather chairs that we put in McShane's. Because, we're always grinding on the weekend.
Yeah.
So I picked up the trailer, and then I went and picked up my movement passes before they were even open, so I didn't have to worry about that all weekend. Just the energy, the music you could hear all over the place. Just a good time to be from Detroit. Movement is the oldest electronic music festival in the nation, in the world, I believe. So, and it's ours. We invented this.
It's viewed like on par with all the big ones around the world, right, or not?
As far as production and stuff, probably not. But as far as soul,
I'm talking like the street cred.
Yeah, as far as soul, what it means, it's like an original six in hockey. If
Bingo.
we're
Okay,
explaining
good
it to a
comment.
hockey fan, it means something. Movement means something to play it. So if you're a big EDM artist, it's one of those boxes you want to check. And it's just cool what they do every year. Obviously, there's the people, the OGs are, I remember when it was free. And it's and we also remember the crowd when it was free. So that's a lot better.
Yeah.
More isn't necessarily better.
Yeah, it was just everybody can come? Okay, maybe we don't want everybody here.
Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. By the way, you want to skip the line, you can go ahead and use the super chat. Sandy Dorton, great Tigers weekend. No, it was, even though they dropped a couple, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great is a tough stretch, but good.
Yeah,
Great
fun.
moments. Two great moments.
Mm-hmm.
Fun, absolutely. DNC ENT, oh, Stick. Yay. Who are we trading today, Stick?
there's no sacred cows around here, baby. Like, let's go. Give me a package. Let me know what I'm getting in return, and we can talk deal.
It's a great episode of South Park, the Ginger Cow episode. Oh, dude, so funny.
But lying is bad, and everything is built on a lie.
But no, I guess the audio is lunchbox. Well, that's a show, folks. All right, I'll see y'all later. You guys have a great weekend.
And we're back.
But yeah, we are back. But anyway, though,
The Women Sopranos finale for a moment.
we full on. No, but Stick, the weekend was cool. Like, the weather could have been better, obviously, but it got incrementally better as we went along. But all in all, it was fun. Packed a lot into it. Feeling rested, recharged, all that stuff, ready to go, man.
Yeah, honestly, I'm rested too. Like, I did nothing yesterday but hang out around the house and hang out with the kid. That's it.
Bingo. And
Man,
that's
it was nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Beautiful day. I really thought it was going to be a crappy weekend, so I think everybody kind of shut down early.
Yeah.
But then, like, Monday
Sunday
and
was
Sunday ended up
gorgeous.
being beautiful.
Yeah.
a beautiful's a stretch.
What?
Sunday was beautiful. I shot 18.
Still a little chilly.
Shot
Yesterday was
36.
beautiful. In
Still
the
a little
sun,
chilly.
we
Well,
went
yeah.
swimming.
But at night,
Both
man,
days.
at night it got cold again, dude.
Yeah, that's when you start a little fire. And get little
Even that
Michigan-
fire couldn't, like, dude. You get down into the 40s, man. That's cold. I don't care what you guys say. You're not going to change my mind. Don't care what you say. What?
That's fair.
Where'd everybody go?
I don't know. But
social media.
You should see what happened. When I walk in here in the morning, Neil, it's like, I don't know. There's like 40 people in
Yeah.
the studio at all
Always.
times. Yeah.
What do they all do?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Kool-Aid stock in the pond.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Like, it's intern season.
We're going for war.
I always wonder. What they're going on. Hurricane Sunday pre-baseball game was chilly. I agree, man. It was cold out there. Woodward Sports chat thread. Pete Smith. Hey Neil, we'll see you in Champions League. Oh, Spurs. They finished 17th and they get in Champions League on some bullshit tournament. That's stupid, man. But yeah. So anyway, no, it was a lot of fun. Got a good show lined up. Got some Tiger stuff to get to, and we're gonna have a very uncomfortable discussion that's gonna make you uncomfortable. It already made you uncomfortable when we talked about
Doesn't
it for
make
30
me uncomfortable.
seconds.
I just think
It's gonna
once
make a lot of-
again you're ahead of your skis. That's all. That's all.
Oh, we are gonna discuss it, by the way. And like, look, we got some Lion stuff as well. Aiden Hutchinson, fully clear. Mm-hmm. We'll discuss.
People are saying my mic's not on. I don't know.
It's not picking up a lot.
I'm talking right into it.
There we go.
Is that better?
That's better, yeah.
All right.
So there it is. DNC ENT made $1,400 on roulette yesterday.
Ooh.
I'll take a day off like that every day. Yes. Burn in the super chat. My super chat needs reading. Burn, I read it already, man. We talked about it. But yeah, what was on the grill, Stick?
I didn't grill this weekend.
Get the hell out of here.
I know. Un-American.
We didn't grill either.
My wife was working doubles both days, so it was really just me
no.
kind of like, what am I going to do? Grill for myself? And obviously I did that, but I will. I went on the Neil Rule route. I sauteed some scallops yesterday.
Nice.
Some scallops with some Old Bay seasoning and some butter.
Pan-seared? Oh,
Baby
yeah.
loved them. Baby loved them. I was going to grill the scallops, but I went pan-seared.
I went to Texas Roadhouse. We got
Throw
a
some
steak.
peanuts on the floor.
Got a steak from Texas Roadhouse. That was good.
There it is. All right, let's do this then. Let's take a break. When we come back, I do want to get into the Tiger stuff because Byrne touched on it already. It was a very good weekend for the Tigers, even though it wasn't, because there were some things that were proven, and it's going to lead way to a discussion that I can already tell is going to get uncomfortable between Stick and I, but that is
Well,
fine.
when you use words like proven.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
it
I mean, the Cy Young Award says so.
Okay. We'll get into it, yeah.
Well, absolutely we are.
Are we doing it right now, or are we
No,
going
no,
over-
we're going to
okay.
take the
All
break
right.
and then get into it because I can already tell how it's going to go. So
Yeah, we're going to need more than 3 minutes.
Absolutely. We're live at the Planet Fitness studios, by the way, and you guys already know Planet Fitness is the best gym in the gym game. There's a ton of cool, talking points they want me to get to. Here's the bottom line for me and my side of it. I've been a member there almost 4 years, and I'll never be a member at another gym.
Ever.
I just won't.
Not once.
Planet Fitness is it for me. Tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights. If that's what you want to do, stretch zones, the 30-minute circuit. All of it is there for you. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. And the best part, guys, $24.99 a month. I'm looking at a gym out the window right now that is most certainly not $24.99 a month. And guess what? They got more equipment at the Planet Fitness. All up to date, all of it. It's the move, guys. PlanetFitness.com. Pull in the parking lot. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Is that me? Oh, the massage chair. You know what? I'm pissed. I haven't been able to sit in the massage chair today. I came in, 17 interns in here, couldn't even get in the massage chair. I tried to get into it before the show. Spenny's sitting in it. The Phoenix Q is sitting right there in our studio. I'm telling you, it is the best massage that you will ever have in your life. Like, I've contemplated just buying it. I know it's expensive, but if you think about how much a massage is, and you say, I'm going to get at least $200 out of that. Well, wait, I'm saving money at this point. So you want a nice massage chair in your house, you don't have to get the Phoenix Q. They got all types. They got the black ones, the white ones, any shape, any size, any flavor for you. Go get it. Massage Chair House. The best part about it, they got the biggest showroom. You go in, you can sit in 1,000 of them and pick your favorite one. Gonna be tough to beat the Pharaoh Q, though.
That thing's amazing.
It does, it looks like a Pharaoh. No doubt it's Pharaoh.
Have you spent time in that?
I have not yet, no.
It's amazing.
Neil,
I keep
like this.
meaning to.
I have a massage chair at home. It was a $1,200 massage chair that was handed down to me, which I was like, this is a very nice massage chair. I enjoy it. Like, it's very nice. It is nothing.
Not that.
Like, I sit and I look at mine now in disgust. Like, you shouldn't even call yourself a massage chair. You don't even know
Talking
what
down to it and
It doesn't
stuff.
massage my hands like that. It doesn't squeeze my calves.
The
It doesn't do
squeeze-
any of
the
that.
shoulder squeeze is the best.
Right. This,
It, like, hugs
mine
you.
at home just goes up, down, wiggle a little bit. My massage chair should be ashamed of itself. Ashamed.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Use a super chat like Dante151. Shout out to the Minnesota Frost for bringing a championship title to Minnesota in the PWHL before those bums, Vikings, Timberwolves, Wild, and Twins. Well, the Twins did in 91. And Pizza Boy, pay that man his money, damn it. So there's that out there as well. Minnesota Frost doing what none of those other Minnesota teams could do. Weird. That's weird. Also in the super chat, Burn, the Dodgers will try to bankrupt Little Caesars before they let Skubal re-sign
That's facts.
with Detroit. That is probably true. All right, so speaking of that, things didn't go according to plan this weekend with the Guardian series.
It did not.
Cleveland takes the first 3 in a row. People were gripping a little bit. I saw it. I saw it on the socials. I saw the chatter. And I kind of laughed because it didn't matter as long as they won Sunday with Skubal on the mound on a Roku 11:30 a.m. game, by the way. Did the people like that? Did you all enjoy that?
Stupid.
People were pissed, man. People were big mad. But anyway, though, and Stick, like, look, as that game, because I did kind of lock into that. We were having some people over. The house Sunday. I did kind of lock into it, and as long as Skubal took care of business, which he does, everything's fine. It makes the series tolerable. You only lost 2 games in the series if you take Sunday, and the damage was minimalized. And lo and behold, the man was nearly perfect from an efficiency standpoint. Was perfect and did something the game had never seen before. This is what I talk about, Stick. And the granular generation, like the Justins of the world, always push back on this. Skubal is the main reason the Tigers are good because of the shit that happened Sunday. When they faced their first adversity of the year, it was never in question. Never in question, and it was over.
Yeah, and it's almost like that's how you want it to play out, right? Put a little pressure on your ace to see how he responds in the biggest moment of an early baseball season. I'm not sure how big of a moment Game 50 can be in a 162-game season, but
the biggest one so far.
This is as big as it could have been, right? Because of those 3 losses leading into the game, and that's how you want to see him respond. You want to see him come out there with anger, aggression, and just coming at guys. And, I was talking to you before the show, too. I got to tip my cap to A.J. Hinch, though, for keeping him in. Like in this new age of baseball, there's a lot of managers that are like, well, it's early in the season. We're going to want to save those 20 pitches till down the road and take them out in maybe the 8th or the 9th because they were up 5-0. You don't want to really expend
it wouldn't have broke my heart if they did, full disclosure. It wouldn't have broke my heart.
It's not that it breaks my heart. It just makes me shake my head. Like the guy's rolling. He's dealing. At least let him show some signs of regression before you pull him. So I'm glad A.J. Hinch decided to roll with them all the way through and give him the opportunity to be able to give you the argument that I disagree with.
Sure, which we'll get to in just a couple of seconds. Real crew movie, that was Skubal's first game finish. And, look, I wouldn't have been upset like the people would have on social media would have took to the streets for the pitchforks if they did take him out. But whatever, man. Dude didn't even throw 100 pitches. Right. Didn't even give him a chance. What did he throw,
94?
90, what was it, 95?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Mid-90s. Yeah. 103. I will say this. Do we think that gun is juiced at all?
No, I just think people are bigger.
103, dude?
I think he's just pumping gas like that. Last pitch of the game was 102.6 technically, but I think he's just a horse, dude. I think that gun was not juiced.
You know it when you're golfing, Neil. Like when you're swinging, there's a little extra you can give if you really want to. Right.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Brett Keach, Skubal deserves half a bill. And look, I know how this is going to end up, and I know where I do. But
$500 million. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying that's what we're talking.
Yep.
That is.
Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander made over $40 million last year.
Yeah. On the tail end of their career.
You see what I'm saying here?
That's what we talk about with baseball contracts. They're not for the last 3 years. They're for the first 3 years.
And it's funny because I don't know how many times I got to tell you guys this, old man, but we do. Like the Miguel Cabrera deal that was, what was it? It was 8 for $240 just for math's sake. It wasn't an 8 for $240 deal. It was a 4 for $240 deal.
Yep.
But you can't pay him $60 because then you got to luxury tax it. You see what I'm saying here?
Every baseball contract ends bad unless it's a short one. All of these superstar contracts, they're probably going to end bad in baseball.
Well, or you can say they don't because he delivered you triple crowns and Mike Trout was the best player in baseball for the better part of a decade, and they don't end bad. It's just the economics of the game. If I were baseball, I would get out in front of that, but whatever. We're going down a different path here. AOJ-Bo in the super chat. Whitecaps games were crazy this weekend. Max Clark bobblehead giveaway before the doubleheader on Saturday.
And then they have a walk-off, too, I believe.
Lines were insane to get into the game. Pacheco hit a walk-off grand slam on Sunday. Yes. Salty pork chops. 10 years, 420 keeps them in Detroit.
10 years, 420.
I'm not
decade-long contract.
See, all right, and see, I knew it. Here's where we're going to get to. I'm not taking less than Max Scherzer made last year at any point in a contract. I'm not. Period. End of story.
We're going to be in agreement of this guy's going to get
Yeah.
paid, and it's going to be an obscene amount. Like, that's not the argument that I have with your take.
All right. Well, then let's get into the take then, shall we?
Yeah,
Enough
let's get into
dancing around.
let's get into the meat of
Enough
why you're
dancing
wrong.
around.
Yeah.
Here's my point. I think that Tigers fans now have to get comfortable with something that they might not necessarily want to get comfortable with. And here's what it is, Stick.
Javi Baez is an MVP. Oh, sorry.
Tigers fans need. I'll just pretend that didn't happen. Tigers fan needs to get comfortable with something they might not be ready to get comfortable with. Tarek Skubal right now, as he's getting this going, with what he's accomplished already and what we're seeing from him and the projections that it looks like it's going to be, you need to get comfortable with the fact that this is going to be the greatest Tigers pitcher of our lifetime. And what he's doing now and what he did on Sunday and what he's going to do continuing going forward, where is there any world he's the betting favorite? And I know that we got intern Simeon right now kind of doing a double duty thing. I'd be curious to see what the odds are for him to win the Cy Young, but I would imagine he's the favorite.
I would assume.
Comfortably so. You're talking in a space where he's going to do back-to-back Cy Youngs. You're talking in a space where he's throwing 95-pitch complete game. He's going to do
13
something.
strikeouts.
What's that?
13 strikeouts.
With 13 strikeouts, like Stick, we need to open our minds to the fact that we are probably seeing the best Tigers pitcher to ever do it right now in real time.
And that's fair to say. We could be watching. If he continues along this track, he will be. But to say he is in this moment is a little inaccurate.
He's more efficient than Verlander has ever been right now.
But he doesn't have all the credentials at this point.
Well,
right?
because he doesn't have the time. That's
That's exactly what I'm saying, Neil. That's exactly what I'm saying, because God forbid something comes out
and maybe
tomorrow.
win a World Series here, too.
Maybe, but there's a lot of maybes, there's a lot of ifs, there's a lot of ands, there's no this is factual. And what we can do with Justin Verlander is we have the totality of his entire time here in Detroit, which we can judge on, which was Cy Young,
Before he asked
which
that.
was World Series appearance, which was leading a damn good pitching staff and being the ace of that pitching staff, which was no hitters. He doesn't quite have that resume yet, so I'm not willing to anoint him as the best Tigers pitcher to ever wear a uniform just yet. And to me, it's very similar to Spencer and Cade Cunningham, right? Like, we can all see the writings on the wall for what could be, and we all hope it gets there, but saying it is before it doesn't actually happen scares the hell out of me, because we've seen Grant Hill was going to be the next greatest basketball player of all time. Well, a little tweak here,
Well,
guess what?
But he didn't roll out and win MVP at the best of his position.
But what I'm
like
saying
Skubal
is
did.
things can disrupt trajectory, right? There are unpredictable things that can disrupt that. Like, let's say, and I hate putting these things out in the universe even, because if I say it, I'll be like, see, you rooted for an injury. But let's say he trips, falls downstairs, or pulls a Joel Zumaya where he's pulling something down, moving, and it falls on his shoulder,
Well,
right?
I mean, obviously, that doesn't need to be said, like, obviously.
But yes, it does need to be said, because then his career's over today. And then your argument is he's the best who's ever worn it today. Would that still be your argument if the career was over today? No, it wouldn't be. So you can't say that.
I would say it's the best stretch. Last year into this year. I mean, obviously, if it didn't.
Come on, Verlander had just as good of a stretch with no hitters.
Look at the supporting cast, though. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go. That's always the fallback, right? It's a pitcher. Come on. Supporting cast is one thing, but in baseball, a pitcher is a pretty isolated position.
Neil, do you want the odds on this? Because this is almost as insane as last week when you said the Dodgers are plus 230 or whatever in the World Series in May. He's already minus 110 in May.
Jesus.
You have to lay money on him to win the Cy Young right now.
It's insane.
That is insane.
That's crazy.
Thank you, intern Simeon. Appreciate that. But no, I mean, like last year, from an efficiency perspective, any pitching metric was better than Verlander's 2011 year, which is supposedly his best year here. He's better. He's better, Stick. He's better. See, and you're not prepared for it. The people aren't
Because
there
once
prepared
again,
for it.
if the career ended today, is he better?
Last
No,
year-
you know that. I know that. So
Last year
let's not
was
lie
the
to each other.
greatest pitching performance we've seen from a starting pitcher
It's tough to say that. Did we get
in the live ball era.
I don't know, man, because wins matter, right? Did we get to the World Series? No, we didn't. Were there no hitters? Were there personal accomplishments? No, there were no hitters.
By any kind of metric you want to use, he was better. By any kind of metric you want to
except
use.
no hitters and World Series appearances, and those are pretty big metrics, Neil.
Oh, you told me it doesn't matter if you go to the World Series and don't win. You told me
who said that?
You said that. About everybody. You said that about Cade. Did they win? Did they win? No, they didn't win. And guess who got his ass kicked in that World Series?
We're measuring individual.
Him.
We're measuring individual. And right, until Skubal goes to a World Series and either succeeds or doesn't succeed,
how about if he goes to the World Series? How about if he goes to the World Series and he isn't the worst World Series pitcher in history?
Then guess what?
Then
You have another
Verlander.
talking point.
He would be better than Verlander.
But until this point, he hasn't even gotten the opportunity to be bad in the World Series.
Burn in the
so what are we doing?
Burn in the super chat. You see Javi get the boys to wake up? Dude's a leader.
Yeah,
It's true.
Okay.
emotional spirit. He's a fighter.
Yeah.
Grim. It will be the biggest blunder in Tigers history if they let Skubal walk.
I mean, this is where Chris got to put on his big boy pants, right? This is honestly the first opportunity he has to spend real big money on a player you know you're going to get returns on. This isn't a gamble if you're going to pay for Skubal, right? He, like you said, he's so far proven to be worth every penny that he's going to get. I don't see the Tigers letting him walk. I don't. Because what message do you send if you give up the best pitcher in baseball and you have the money to do it? Like the reason why the 06, 08, all those teams were so good, look at their payroll. Look at the salary cap. If you want to compete with the big boys, you got to put on your big boy pants. And big boy pants would be paying this guy $400 million. And that's insane, but it's true.
Chuck Brewer, no hitters isn't about support, Neil. Like,
Yep.
What does it matter? Like, okay,
You brought it up! That's why it
No, I was
matters.
talking about in totality because you went to wins. You went to wins like that.
Well, it's tough for a team to win if they don't have hits, right?
That's true.
Correct.
Right. So no hitters are good.
Well, does it also suggest that when he won 24 games, he had a different roster than what Skubal has around him? If we're going to do it this way,
Well, yeah,
if we're
they
going to
have
do it this
different
way,
rosters.
I,
It's
just, I don't
different
get the
years.
love affair. No hitters. So what? Did Skubal have no hitter stuff yesterday?
Yes.
But did he throw a no hitter?
No.
Does it matter?
Yes.
I would rather have what Skubal did yesterday than a no hitter.
When you're arguing great, what?
Yes, I would. Because
on,
he's done
you're
in
so-
95
what are you
pitches and we
doing?
keep it pushing.
What are you doing?
What does it matter for
If-
real?
if they
like
don't-
I know it's cute
Because,
I know
Neil,
you love it.
Neil.
In the end, what does it matter?
Because if they don't have a hit, they can't score runs.
Correct. But I would rather him throw a complete game shutout in 95 pitches and be done, and then we go to the next game.
I mean, so this is the problem when you argue greatness. You have to get granular on these things, right? We're not arguing is Skubal a good pitcher. That's established. We're not arguing is he a great pitcher. That's established. We're arguing is he the greatest. And when you're arguing greatest, you got to get with, okay, well, accomplishments now matter because they both have great ERAs. They both can go deep into a game. They both can throw complete games. They both can top 100 late in games when they need to. We've seen it with both of them. Those things are true. But what's also true is Verlander has more personal victories as far as no-hitters than Skubal at this point.
I don't care about a no-hitter. I don't.
I do, because it means the other team didn't score a run.
Well, so does a complete game shutout.
I get that.
In 95 pitches, and it's more efficient, and it matters more.
And how many shutouts did Verlander have?
In 2011, he had two.
Two.
2 shutouts, 4 complete games.
That was in 1 year. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, it's nice, but when we're discussing greatest, you got to go to the bigger facts. You got to go to World Series appearance. You got to go to MVPs.
And then being the worst World Series. You tell the whole story.
I will tell the
World
whole
Series appearances where he then goes on to be the worst World Series pitcher of our time.
Okay. And once again, what's Skubal's numbers in the World Series?
Well, with that book's not written yet.
What's okay?
That book's not written yet.
Exactly. So quit telling me the story's already over and been written. And he's the best.
I'm not saying it's over.
You just
Stick,
said it
but
hasn't
we're not
been
getting
written.
granular, dude, and be like this in this moment in time right now. Yes, there's projections involved because you have to lay money on him to win his second consecutive Cy Young.
And I get that. That's
And
awesome.
if the track he's on stick, yeah, assuming if he gets hurt today, you guys always run that shit, and I don't. That's understood, man. That's understood.
Then it should also be
You have
understood.
to lay money on him to win a second consecutive Cy Young, dude.
Then how is it not also understood that somebody who's done what he's already doing with more accomplishments attached to it doesn't really give him the nod?
Because
How is that
Skubal
not
hasn't
understood?
had that runway yet. But it stands to reason that it looks like it's going to happen.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
If.
Well, yeah.
But it
In
hasn't
4 months-
happened, Neil.
In 4 months, he's going to have a better stretch in Verlander. 2-year stretch
My
than Verlander
injury,
ever had.
my injury scenario hasn't happened. Your perfect out scenario hasn't happened. So you can't say with absolute that yours
What's
is correct.
more likely, for him to win the Cy Young again, or for him?
According
for
to
his career
Vegas,
be
yes,
over
it's
today?
more likely that he wins the Cy Young.
Correct. Where are we going here? Merch. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Hey, go get sticks. I miss Verlander trade Skubal t-shirt that's going to be up there.
There we go. Trade Skubal, baby.
Woodwardsports.com. Get your Tigers gear though. You're going to be going out to Comerica Park all summer long. Get that gear. Shop.woodwardsports.com. The best in Detroit sports wearables.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, May 23rd from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at McShane's in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
Chevrolet has deals for everybody. You can get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive for $259 per month, or a 2025 Hummer EV SUV for $699 per month. Don't forget about the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation for $169 per month. Scan the QR code to see their massive inventory. Les Stanford, BuickGMC.com. Les Stanford, sign up and drive.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule. Stick here in the building for DMAC. We got intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter in the building also. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, get your thoughts out there. Burn in the super chat. Want to get granular. Lolich pitching 3 World Series game, and I think a no-hitter that season. No, Burn. Mickey Lolich is one of the greatest postseason pitchers in baseball history. That run in 68, he beat Bob Gibson 3 times, man. Like, that's insanity. So, yeah, that I'll get to you. But there has never – last year was the greatest in the modern ball era. Last year was the greatest pitching performance by a Detroit Tigers starting pitcher. Look at the numbers. Stack them up. 2011 Verlander, whatever metric you want to use, go look at it. More efficient, all of it. Now he's going to chase it with another Cy Young. At least you have to lay money on him to do it. So, for me, a back-to-back Cy Young run with the level of efficiency that he's pitched at is the greatest pitching stretch in the history of Tigers baseball. Better than Verlander, and we need to get comfortable with maybe accepting. Spenny, defend it.
I mean,
Spenny's shaking his head at you, man.
In 2011, Verlander, he won Cy Young MVP. He had more wins. Obviously, you can attribute that to the team's success. He had more strikeouts, a lower whip, and a better WAR than Skubal did last year. So I'm not saying that Skubal's performance last year was better than 2011.
Well, and a lot of Neil's argument is he's banking on back-to-back Cy Youngs. I wonder what the betting odds for Verlander the year after he won the Cy Young was going to be.
The year after he won Cy Young MVP, he was second in Cy Young voting and 8th in MVP voting. And 2 years before that, he was third in Cy Young voting.
Let's not be prisoners of the moment. Like, what Justin Verlander was and is for the Detroit Tigers in the history and the lore, it's going to be tough to beat.
Yes.
Can Skubal do it? Potentially. Is he better at this point? They may be neck and neck to where they are, and you can have that conversation, but Verlander finished the race already, and we know what the results are.
Pete Smith, Verlander also cost the AL home field advantage by losing the 2012 All-Star game. Good point, Pete Smith.
Yeah, who pitched the final game for the Tigers last year when they got knocked out of the playoffs?
On 2 days rest?
Who pitched?
Skubal.
Oh, okay.
2 days rest. 3 days rest.
Just wondering.
Yeah. You know what he's not?
If you want to blame all-star appearances on Verlander,
you know what
I
he's
can blame
not?
playoff exits on
who
Skubal.
was the worst pitcher in World Series history for the Tigers?
Guess what?
Who?
Skubal lost before he could even make it to the World Series. He wins that game, and maybe you have a chance to have an argument.
What's Benny?
I don't want to do that argument. This guy lost a no-hitter. This guy lost in the playoff. They're both.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say a guy that didn't get out of the second round is worse than or better than a guy who didn't win in the World Series.
Hoof-hearted Willie Hernandez. Shout out Willie Hernandez. Great mustache too.
Man.
Smash the numbers. Reality. Scherzer greater than Verlander. However, you all were too blinded to see that. Smash the numbers. That's my point about the Skubal thing. We lust for the days of yore here, and we elevate that, and we let it cloud what we're seeing right now. And when Skubal cashes in this World Series and continues the trajectory that he's on this year, you'll see it again. Because it is. Like, the strikeouts
he wins
per
a
nine.
World Series. God, I'll definitely tell you he's better
even-
than Verlander. Like, that's of course that's the trump card. But to you, that doesn't matter, right?
What do you mean?
If he wins a World Series.
Well, if I would just count on him to not be the worst World Series pitcher ever. And that's what no one ever talks about that, dude. If that
We can
doesn't-
talk about it,
if
but
that
let's
doesn't
talk about
stain-
how he got there, though. You got to talk about, the
Well,
conference.
yeah, he got to play the A's a lot in the playoffs.
and the Yankees.
And the Yankees.
And the Red Sox.
Well, it's easy to beat the Yankees.
They played them all.
Beat the Yankees.
We dominate the Yankees.
Well, yeah, because
Rick
we had Justin
Porcello beat
Verlander.
on the Yankees.
Porcello was a hell of a pitcher,
Max
too.
Scherzer beat on the Yankees.
Max Scherzer was a hell of a pitcher, too.
Both Cy Young pitchers.
Good Lord. And David Price and
Another
Doug
Cy Young
Fister.
pitcher. Doug Fister
like
was
Anibal Sanchez. I mean, the list goes on and on. Those were packed rosters back then.
Sean Hart, the 2011 team is the best team ever to not win.
It's definitely up there.
Because the Cy Young, everything dude got his ass kicked in that first game.
So one
Ass
game cost
kicked.
him the whole series?
Well, yeah, because it flipped everything.
I don't know.
Josh B., I say we see what Skubal can do under center. Mr. Detroit City, the only thing
Can't
Neil's...
get us 15-2 into an NFC Championship game. I guarantee you that.
Sam Flannel. Neil clearly dislikes Justin Verlander, though, clear as day. Yeah, Flannel. It's weird to me. Like,
Yeah, why
I'm
do you hate
upset.
Verlander?
Because every time that we got into the World Series, he looked like he had never pitched in his life. And statistically, the worst ever pitcher in World Series history. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the math. That's a fact.
But did you enjoy getting to the World Series?
I did the first time, and then the second time, I did not enjoy it because
Okay.
we didn't win.
Okay.
Much like the Lions thing this year. See the Lions this year. Did I enjoy going 15-2? I most decidedly did not.
Oh, see, I had a great time this regular season. I thought it was a great regular season. Horrible playoffs. Great regular season.
Well, that's the tale of the season. Like, that's what it is. That's the ending of the book.
yeah.
Shitty season. Shitty season. Sorry, man. Super Bowl window. Super Bowl or bust. That's the definition of Super Bowl or bust.
I understand.
No Super Bowl, bust.
I understand.
That's what it was.
But they got to the dance, right?
Cool. You have a T-shirt? 2011 American League. How many 2011 American League Championship T-shirts are in the chat
I don't
right
know.
now?
Do you have a Skubal statistics for World Series appearance T-shirt? Just a bunch of
I will.
zeros claiming he has a better ERA because he's never pitched in there? Like, what are we doing? We can make up T-shirts too, Neil.
Well, again,
You want a
since-
never appeared or an NA not available? Do you want that T-shirt for World Series appearances?
Well, I mean, Verlander had a 7.15 ERA his first year in the majors.
What does that have to do with World
Well,
Series appearances?
Because the book's not written yet. He's in the process of writing it,
Thank you.
and it's a great novel. It's the best novel I've ever read.
So far, it's good. Halfway through. You know, things don't always end the way they're peaking in the middle. And I hate saying this because it makes me seem like I am hating on Skubal and I don't want him to get there. That's not the fact. I'm just saying I can't put the crown, I can't take it off of Justin Verlander's head and put it on Skubal just yet. I can't.
I had a blast going 15-2.
Yeah. Dude, this regular season was
it
awesome.
a fun season?
Regular season was amazing.
So it was a fun season.
Yeah.
Was it a fun season for you, Spenny?
It was a fun season.
Go back and watch the watch parties and
ended
tell me
in
it wasn't
failure,
fun.
though. It was a fun season. It ended in failure, though.
Epic failure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Top 5 authors.
That's why I wish they would have played the first round to at least get a win. You know, because the optics of losing in the first round, but even though it's the second round, because you had the bye that you earned, like they should get at least credit for a playoff advancement, but you don't. Yeah. They played one game, they lost one game.
See, here's what I don't get. Paper Chungus, Neil, your boy Skubal gave up a grand slam against Cleveland. Playoff series over. But it's cool that Verlander was the worst pitcher in World Series history every time he went here. That's cool, right? We don't care about that, Paper Chungus. Like, that's fine.
No, but I think what he's pointing out to, one guy lets up grand slams before they can even get to the World Series. The other guy does it while he's in the World Series. Well, so you're splitting hairs. I would rather have the guy that gets me there and doesn't let him up in the second round.
Oh, I missed when Verlander was the only starting pitcher in the playoffs, because that's what Skubal was for the Tigers.
Oh, was he?
Yes.
That's it? He was the only starting pitcher.
Well, I mean,
it's too bad that only starting pitcher lost his last start then and got him knocked out of the playoffs.
Because he had to pitch for the third time because they had bullpen guys that
wait,
threw
a
the rest
pitcher
of it.
had to pitch? Oh, my God, Neil. No. Not a pitcher pitching.
3 times in a 5-game series.
Guess what? It's been done throughout the history of baseball.
Not by Justin Verlander.
I'd have to go back and check those starts, but maybe he locked up his 2 first victories so they didn't have to go a 5th.
Right, so then he had another Cy Young winner that could come in and win the game like Max Scherzer.
Yeah, that's fine, but all a pitcher can do is handle business when they're on the mound.
Yep, I agree.
That's it.
Oh, especially, too, if they get 2 days rest, right? And have to go out there again.
That's nice. But if you're called upon, man up or make excuses. What are you doing?
Here, Stick, let me put you back into this car race. Your car has a half a tank of gas. Everybody else has a full tank of gas. Go win the race, Stick. Go win the race.
I guess
the 500-mile race. Go win it.
Well, I guess I should probably shift into neutral downhills and come up with a different strategy to get me to where I need to get to. But you know what? I'm not going to do is sit here and make excuses.
Woodward Sports Super Chat Burn. We had 3 bullpen days in the ALDS last year, and the other 2 days were Skubal starts. Like, he literally was the only starting pitcher they had. But, it's his fault they didn't win all the games. So that's what it is. All right,
no, it's his fault he didn't win the games he started. Like, I don't know how you can give him a pass on losing the final game of the season and not even moving to the next round, but then crack on a guy who got 2 rounds further.
Kyle Stark, Verlander's the best Tigers pitcher because I watched him when I was 8 years old. There you go, Ryan. I like it.
I mean, there's other Tigers pitchers, too, we can give the nod to. I mean, that have World Series. Like this.
Yes. Tell me about Loom.
Oh, I will tell you about Loom. 30% off. That's almost 1/3 off your order if you go to Loom today. You go in there, you tell them WSN30 is the promo code you want to use, and you can pick up your edibles. You can pick up that awesome drink that they have. What's it called, Spenny?
Buzzin'.
The Buzzin'. It's 7.5 milligrams of THC goodness in a can. You have one of them, you're buzzing. You have about 8 of them, you're me. They're delicious. Go to Loom.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday on the golf course. Go to Loom. They got them all over Metro Detroit, and a really great guy that owns them and runs them. He's a vet, does great things in the community, and we'd love to support him too. So shout out Loom. Get 30% off today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Facts. Jars, top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for you, the people. Shopjars.com and @jars_life on social media. They were downtown this weekend at Movement. Like I said, they took over their own little parking lot. It was cool to just walk by and see the Jars party bumping. Shout out Raymond and everybody at the Jars family. Stop by your Jars location today. That brand new one in Utica is awesome. Stop on by and tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule. Stick in for DMAC. DMAC was a late scratch, as a matter of fact. And we got intern Simeon here in the house. We also have, of course, Spencer Raxter in the building.
And I can tell Spenny's uncomfortable agreeing with me.
No, you're right. I agree with you. I still it's.
I know you're just not used to agreeing with me.
Just say it plays out, and somebody who you have to lay money on. Just say what you have to lay money on happens.
Yeah.
And he wins a Cy Young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we're having a different conversation.
That's like, I'm not getting overly granular on it. Obviously, you have to let the next 4 months play out.
There it is.
Which,
thank you.
What reason do you have to suggest that they won't?
I don't.
Go that way. Okay. So then we can.
But
that's
actually, I do.
Like, this is what
I
we do.
I
here.
actually have hundreds of reasons, because there's hundreds of players who started to have incredible years, and for some reason it didn't end the way they thought it would. We've seen it. It's a tale as old as time, especially in baseball, right? So I don't really, in my soul, do I doubt that Skubal can get it done? No. But in my brain, have I seen people having incredible years and somehow it go awry? Yes. And to say that it's impossible and can't happen, I'm just not going to take that leap.
Oh, the man's out there throwing 95-pitch complete games, so I have no reason to believe that it won't.
That's fantastic.
Sam Flannel. The problem is Neil treats Verlander's playoff failures as the spawn of Satan. No, Flannel, words matter. The problem is Neil treats Justin Verlander's World Series failure. Can you imagine? What if Goff goes to the Super Bowl and becomes the worst Super Bowl quarterback ever? What do you think this town would be? You think they would still love him and want him to come back?
Well, this town doesn't love him. That's half my problem.
I'm not trying to go down this road, but
right.
What do you think the people would be like? Well, yeah, you were second in the league in yards and fourth in touchdowns back to back years. But
I know.
I mean,
it's tough with the Lions because even a Super Bowl appearance feels like a victory for that franchise.
Goff has been to the Super Bowl and he did not put out a good performance.
Right.
So, that's a thing that happened already.
So, but why does that matter? Because Verlander, every time he's ever gotten to the World Series, doesn't put out a performance. But it doesn't. Do you think it matters to the people in there?
About Verlander? Yeah.
Because you're skipping over the AL.
Yeah, if Verlander was dominant in the World Series as well, he would be one of, if not the greatest pitchers of all time.
100%.
Not Tigers pitcher.
But instead, in the World Series, he is the worst World Series starter ever.
And that's why we're arguing him at a different scale as not one of the best pitchers of all time, as the best Tigers pitcher.
And honestly, that's why this is an argument.
Yes.
Right?
That's the only
Without that small fact that you have.
It's not small, though.
It's small.
Everything.
It is. It's not everything.
So then what related to the Jared Goff thing then? How's Goff going to be received if we get to the Super Bowl and he throws 4 picks?
I think it's
and
different.
They lose? I think it's not. It's literally the exact same thing.
I think the franchises have different measurements because the Tigers have World Series wins.
We haven't won a World Series in over 40 years, man.
But you have
40.
You have two appearances in the past 20, right?
Okay.
The Lions have never even sniffed it. So
they've been to a couple championship games. They've sniffed it.
No, they've never sniffed a Super Bowl ever.
They were down 7 at halftime of one, and they had the lead in the fourth quarter in the other one.
But they've never been, Neil.
But
correct?
They sniffed it.
I mean, they've sniffed a championship.
Well, let's get granular about it.
They've been in
Does it count as sniffing if you have the lead in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I don't think so.
3-1-3.
No. That's why judging Lions history compared to anybody else's, that'd be like saying a Stanley Cup appearance for the Red Wings is the same. It's not. They've won several championships. The fan base has seen it. If the Lions win the NFC and get to a Super Bowl, that'll be a mark that nobody has ever done. So it's weighted a little bit different. You got to admit it's weighted different.
Because it is different. And like Ryan Miller in the chat, see, this is the kind of shit I hate. It's his first complete game, Neil. 25 more to match Verlander's career. Come on now.
I mean, that's pretty big discrepancy.
Is baseball the same?
No.
Like, how are you going to how is something equivalent to you that's not in play anymore?
Yeah, that'll never happen.
That's stupid. That's a
100
stupid comp. That's a stupid fucking statement right there, dude. Yes, it is.
I don't know if it's
It's
stupid.
stupid. Oh, 25 more complete games. Then he's as good as Verlander. He'll never throw 25 complete games.
I don't think that'll make him as good as
Baseball's
Verlander,
changed.
but for you to come on here and glaze him this much after one complete game is a little. Come on,
What do you
it's
mean?
a little over the top.
No, after one.
Oh,
Cy
he threw
Young.
a 94 complete
No,
game
I'm not-
shutout.
I'm
He's
not
the greatest
glazing him
pitcher
because
that's
of
ever put
94
on the old
complete
English
games.
team.
I'm glazing him because he won the Cy Young going away. You have to lay money on him in May to win the Cy Young this year. It's the greatest 2-year stretch in the history of this franchise.
But what sparked this conversation? His performance this past weekend.
when they had to have it.
Right.
When they had to have it.
It was the complete
he
game that's impressing
He had you
you.
home. He had you home in time for a late lunch.
Yeah, it was nice.
Shout out Roku and the Roku games. I know you all love them. And then my question, it spawned a different question. What's the love affair with Verlander and the hatred of Goff? They're the same.
Well, I agree. I love both of them the same. That's why I'm.
So why is it a 180? Spenny, why is it a 180?
I don't think it's the same at all because Goff hasn't done it for Detroit yet. I don't think you could say it's the same when Justin Verlander has won Cy Young MVP and taken a team to the World Series for Detroit. Jared Goff has not done that yet, so you cannot say they're the same. That's no.
But when he got what if he was the worst player in Super Bowl history? Verlander.
I mean, Goff. Yeah.
No. What if Verlander was like, say the sports were reversed
If Verlander took the Lions to the Super Bowl twice and
was the worst player ever?
I mean, this is a really weird hypothetical, but yeah, he would
Because
not
he
get
did
as
do
much.
that.
But with that, what if he was the best NFC Championship player?
Yeah,
Like,
This
you
is-
always-
No, I'm saying though because
You're
but
skipping
it's
over the
not a
journey that
hypothetical.
got them to the championship.
So
they
what-
got to a championship, Neil.
So then why doesn't Goff get the credit for the NFC Championship?
Because people
year,
are idiots.
Where he was second in the league in
Because
yardage
people are
and fourth in
idiots.
touchdowns.
Because people are
Again,
idiots. Because people are idiots.
People do give him the credit for that. I don't
People
think
hate Goff.
I don't
Like-
think anybody, me and Easy,
Hate Goff.
The two biggest Goff haters, did not blame him at all for 2 years ago for what happened in the NFC Championship game. That was not his fault.
But he still didn't get the Super Bowl, and it's still
and
held
people,
against him.
And people
Yeah,
run
right.
to it now. They run to it now.
I mean, yeah, it's more.
He didn't win the
impressive.
Super Bowl. That's their line.
I
So
mean,
why isn't it the
that-
100 with Verlander?
It is. I just
But
said
Verlander went on and won a Super Bowl or won a World
is
Series.
true.
So it like
People wanted the Tigers to bring him back this year.
I
would
would love
rather
to see
have
him back
than
in the
Alex
unit.
Cobb, yeah.
Give me Kate Upton in the press box again. Let's go. Cat Daddy videos all over the place. Those were good times.
That was a good time.
Kate Upton doing the Cat Daddy and Verlander throwing no-nos.
Legendary.
What a time to be alive.
I don't know.
Who's Tyreek Skubal married to or dating?
Don't know. But Skubal, yeah, Skubal
Because
is
that I mean that's gonna help too. That the argument.
for sure. Skubal's on an elite stretch for sure.
I hope it continues forever, and I hope I come back in 6 months and Neil can say, "See, I told you."
Yeah.
Ryan Miller. Neil, you're the one that brought up his complete game.
Right.
I didn't bring it up for the complete game. I brought it up for the efficiency of what he did. That's why. Because that's how pitching's judged now. That's when they decide to take you out of the game, Ryan. You want to compare, we can. Well, he's got to get 25 more complete games, and then he'll have more complete games of Verlander, and at that moment, he'll be a better pitcher than Verlander. I think you're pretty stupid
Well,
as
he's
well,
got to
so
do
the feelings
one
are
thing
mutual.
Verlander hasn't done. Can you give me that? Like,
Well,
just
not be the worst World Series pitcher ever. That's one
he
thing.
hasn't done that.
Well, he will, though.
So me and Tyreek Skubal have the same World Series stats. Do you understand that? So am I a better pitcher than Justin Verlander? You
we
have
don't
the
know.
same stats.
We don't know. You haven't gotten the chance yet. Maybe when you get in there,
Maybe,
you do.
but when you can quit the maybes and the ifs, then we have a real conversation. But you cannot knock one guy for something the other guy hasn't even gotten to.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jason Kenny in the super chat. I agree with Neil on this one. Lions sniffed it by getting the NFC Championship game 1 game away from the Super Bowl. He sniffed it. Verlander did it, but his asterisk for cheating in Houston hurts him.
He didn't cheat. They cheated with the bets.
Yeah, that's our coach now. So, yeah, we feel real bad about it here.
Yeah, he's good here, so we don't care about
Yeah,
that
we
anymore.
don't care. Come on.
I didn't care at the time either.
Like the fact that Maz hates the Astros, so they cheated, and then they'll root for AJ Hinch. It's like, yeah, and Hinch was like, but I do like how AJ Hinch handled that compared to the other. Was it the manager or who's the other guy? Who's the other manager involved with that with Hinch? There were two of them.
The Red
Oh,
Sox
Alex
guy,
Cora.
Alex Cora.
Yeah.
The way Alex Cora handled getting caught cheating and the way Hinch got handled getting caught cheating, to me, elevated Hinch so far beyond. He was like, yeah, like he owned it. The other guy still lied about it. So that's why I respected Hinch when he came. It's like, yeah, he owned it. He moved on.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Weezy D313, do I need to rewind it? No way Neil thinks Skubal is better than Mussy.
Weezy, it's true. It's true.
This 2-year stretch will be better than any 2-year stretch Verlander ever had.
I disagree.
Miss Cleo, a.k.a. Neil.
Like I said, Verlander's 2011 year is yet to be outdone by a Tigers pitcher.
Well, from an efficiency perspective, Skubal's was better.
No.
Higher Ks per 9.
What's your efficiency?
Yeah,
metrics?
the WAR, the WHIP, and the strikeouts are all leaning towards Skubal. The only thing he is in Verlander is the ERA, and it's not by that much.
You get the ERA and way more Ks per 9. Way more.
Sure. Verlander had more strikeouts on the year.
Well, because he pitched 70 more innings.
And a better WHIP. And 10 more wins. And so, and an MVP. And he had a WAR over 8. Twice in his career, he's had a WAR over 8.
Well,
that was back-to-back years.
Again, that's a different time in baseball, though. Do you think that there's any world where Aaron Judge doesn't win the MVP no matter what?
No, absolutely not. Because he's having one of the greatest seasons in the history of baseball.
Skubal could do whatever he wants. But if you take Aaron Judge off the Yankees and take Skubal off the Tigers, which one does more
You're
damage?
acting like he didn't play with Miguel Cabrera, who was a Triple Crown winner, MVP
No,
candidate. I know, but what I'm saying is he had to go up against pretty stiff competition at the plate, too. Triple Crown winners, Neil.
The second year after his Cy Young MVP, when he was second in Cy Young voting, it was behind his teammate Max Scherzer.
Right.
So there's an argument to be had for sure. After this year, you could say that for sure.
And if he wins a World Series, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's take the break. There is some Lion stuff that I want to get onto as well. Flannel. To be fair though, Weezy is a known Skubal hater.
I don't think nobody hates Skubal. Skubal's the man.
Flannel's a known Logic hater, so it's okay.
That is true. But Mark White's a known real estate perfectionist.
Mark White's a known hater of you spending too much on a new house. So all you got to do is hit him up, and he'll save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. Visit him at markwhitesells.com or give him a call at 248-290-8242. It's Mark White. He will get you into your dream home today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hello. I had a horrible haircut this morning. Went to get my haircut today, and look, it's all nice on the sides. Back looks good. Thanks to Bethany. And you know what? It only took 20 minutes because I told her, hey, I got to fill in for D-Mac. Can we get this done before I go on the show? She said, no problem. And you can get the same treatment at any Lady Jane's here in Metro Detroit. You can walk in anytime, sit down, get your precision haircut, and that scalp massage with the shoulder rub and all the good stuff at Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Neil Rule, stick the late scratch fill-in for D-Mac. Of course, we have intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter in the building, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as we power towards hour number 2 of the show. It is a rest in peace Tuesday.
Dong.
How do you guys want to handle this? Do you want to? We'll table rest in peace for a little bit. Dr. Pierce update. He's going to join us around 12:30.
Okay.
So that's what it is. We got some stuff to rap about with him. Jason Kenyon in the super chat. John effing Lord has Fraggle Rock stuck in his head. Skubal gets a theme song,
Down in
Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock.
Renamed Skubal Rock.
Down
Hope
in
John
Fraggle
effing
Rock.
Lord continues to have it stuck in his head. Can't get wild thing. It's already
Shout
been
out to
used,
the
LOL.
80s.
Yes. Great TV back then. Great TV back then. I know we have the video of Hutch because it kind of broke during Friday's show, right? Where he came out and addressed the media. You want to get that cleaned up real quick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Let's hear Hutch talking about how he's ready to rock.
The pace that you were on, like realizing what kind of season you were having. I mean, let's be honest, you were on an MVP, season. Is there any extra motivation having that taken away from you, the way it was heading into this year to pick up where you left off, or maybe even exceed what you were doing last year?
Yeah, I would say there's motivation not from it getting taken away, but me putting that on tape, and I had a lot of growth in those first 5 games to where I feel like you evolve as a player and things were clicking at a high level, and I had a lot of thoughts at the time that were like, if I'm thinking about a golf swing, you have the good swing thoughts going on. Like that's kind of pass rush, and I have these good pass rush thoughts, good good things going on, and I feel like that's just going to carry over, and I'm going to continue to build on that. And so I think a lot of people
20
believe
seconds.
that is kind of like my ceiling, but I still believe that I'm going to continue to push for those greater heights. And I'm 24, I'm still a young dude, and I think I have a lot of I don't think that's the peak. That's the point.
That was Aiden Hutchinson talking to the media on Friday, and it's interesting because I hadn't heard that section of the clip before. I had just heard him talking about, yeah, I'm clear, I'm good to go, I'm ready to rock, and I was like, all right, bet, let's go. You don't hear young athletes talk like that. I don't feel like you do. Like really introspective, and says, look, like I had it cooking, but I still got more to go. There's still more to give. What's the ceiling for this dude, man?
Tyreek Skubal. I mean, honestly, like he could be that level of dominant. And I was on the Lions show this Sunday, and shout out to Inside the Detroit Lions every Sunday here on Woodward Sports. Make sure you're watching it.
Shout out.
Filling in for Sean Belizean and Terry this weekend. And, listen, I'm not Aiden Hutchinson, right? But I loved football when I played. I loved sports. And I think a lot of us who grew up playing sports really have that fond love of it, and especially us here in the building because we still want to be a part of it and we can only discuss it. I had knee surgery my junior year of high school. Double knee surgery, put me in a wheelchair for like 2 months, right?
Damn.
And sitting in that...
Like Paul Pierce.
Yeah, sitting in that wheelchair, watching my team practice, and then going to games, not being able to participate, just putting on my jersey, not my shoulder pads, not my helmet, not my pads, not getting ready to hit anybody. It tears at your soul. And if this did this to me in high school, imagine a professional who played many years beyond me, and this is all
they're going on a 15-2 run.
And this is all they've dedicated their life to, and you're watching your soldiers go to war without you. He had to sit there for almost an entire season of anguish and just watch something he loved play out in front of him without him. I don't think there's anything harder for an athlete to have to go through than that, knowing you can help, but you can't help because your body won't let you. So he's going to play with a vigor and a hunger this year that I don't think he's ever had because he's never had to take that time off football. He's never had to miss it. He missed it last year. And now this year, he's a caged animal who's about to be let out.
Woodward Sports, it took all of 11 seconds. Brad Holmes thinks Davenport's the answer at the other edge. Clown, SOL season, loading. I don't have the energy for that one today. I don't.
No.
We fought that fight many times. I'm not going through there. Spenny, I'll put it on you, man. Also, I think we forget that where he was last year when he did go to. Do you think we forget it? We forget
7 sacks through 4 games.
Yeah, he was on pace to have one of the most dominant seasons in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
He would have broken the sack record and been Defensive Player of the Year, no doubt. It was it was impressive what he was doing, and especially how the defense was structured to push everything towards him. You saw it, like if you watch the games, go turn on the film with Aiden Hutchinson playing in them. He's so far off the end, so he gets the one-on-one matchup with the left tackle. Like he'll be like 10 feet from
It's almost
the tackle.
wide 9. He almost plays wide 9 by himself.
And then put the other 3 guys and just have them collapse the pocket to push the quarterback to Hutch. And then obviously he was making it happen. So 7.5 sacks in 5 games was just absolutely nuts. That's what I feel the worst for him is that was. I know he said he's got another level to go to, and I believe him too. I think that's the level of player he is when you look at the top 3 edge rushers in the NFL. Aiden Hutchinson's going to be in there, but that was his year, man. Bears twice, rookie quarterback, no offensive line, Jaguars, Titans, like the schedule that they had lined up, Aiden Hutchinson would have had like 25 sacks on the year. The guy was set up for everything, so that's what hurts me the most.
And
what hurts the most?
Being so close.
They were. But no, it's. I think we forgot that, number one. We talk about it a lot, but I don't think we realize it. And to kind of chase that with this is, if there was improvement like that, and he's talking about he feels as though there'll be even more improvement this year.
Yeah.
Like that is, I don't even think we're accounting for that. Honest to God, I don't.
Everybody who's doubting the defensive line is not accounting for Aiden. Everyone's like, we need to go sign the best defensive end. It's like, you are. You're getting him back. You don't have to go sign one. You have one. And he's coming back. Huh?
Which has been my point about it the whole time. Like, people forget that this dude was here.
Yeah, I had to do a whole breakdown with Terrell from wherever the other day, and I was just pointing out that, listen, once this major piece comes back and starts occupying double teams, everybody else is man up now. So the guys that aren't the skill set of Aiden Hutchinson that can't defend against the double now will never have to deal with one again. And you're setting them up for much more success. Even if their win rate is only slightly higher, it's going to be better against single blocking versus double block. Like, I just can't wait for it to play itself out so we can be like, see? Like, just relax. It's going to be fine, especially with adding Williams to the center there. Like, that guy may occupy a double team, but you can't double team him because if you do that, you're leaving someone unblocked. So, like, I really love how this team has become assembled.
Yeah, and we got some super chats in there to clean up. From Mike Hilton, he says every poo time is pee time. Hashtag never forget. It's true.
It's fair.
So every poo time is pee time.
It seems to work out that way,
but
doesn't
not
it?
every pee time is poop time. That is true. Michael Wary says, can we RIP these tired fans that aren't true fans? And Jason Kenyon says, odds for Hutch to break the sack record and DPOY. I'll take that bet.
Which, again, man, like, because there was somebody in here earlier in the chat that was like, we need to go sign Z and Jadeveon Clowney. I'm like,
yep. We want to rotate 7 players through. They're only going to play once every 7 plays.
This goes back into what I was talking about earlier about the person in the chat that said, Skubal's first complete game, only 24 more to go to Verlander. I feel like those are the same kind of people. Like, you do not understand nuance. Do you not understand, like, the way the real world works, especially now? Like, do you understand the impact that he'll have on a football game that was not available to the majority of the football games last year?
Yeah.
I know we say we do, but do we?
I just think people forget that because of his output, too, that the Lions were a top 5 defense the first 4 weeks of the season. Now, like I said, it's a quarter of a season. It's a small sample size, but that's what they, like you with Skubal, were trending towards. And if you extrapolate that data over 17 games, they were going to be a very dominant defense.
They were still top 10.
Right, with nothing.
Yeah.
With absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
With playing with, like, literally 2 complete defenses were out last year. 22 players. 22. You can only carry 50.
But that's my point, though. Like, we talk about it, but we don't even realize it. For real. It's a wild dynamic that fans, you want to call them haters, whatever you want to call them, it's a wild dynamic to me that when you look at down the board right here, Davenport only played 3 games. You need to go get Jadeveon Clowney. Like, you are getting what could be The best defensive end in football. Is that a crazy statement?
That's not.
No.
He's not there yet, but he would have been if he was healthy last year.
And he'll be back healthy, right? Presumably.
Healthy.
Now, everybody calm down like the granular crowd. I'm assuming health. The baseline of all this is we're assuming that they play. Okay? Don't look for the exception to the rule and try to make the exception the rule.
I believe he is in the highest tier of pass rusher in the NFL.
What's his ceiling? Best
Best
in
player,
the game?
best, yeah,
Reggie
Better than
White.
Myles
best
Garrett?
Reggie White.
player in the NFL. Yes, that is his ceiling. And
You think he sets the single season sack record?
I think right now, even with a small sample size, I'm comfortable enough putting him with Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, T.J. Watt, that kind of conversation.
And who do they have across from on the other side of their defense?
We went through this before. You can't even name them.
Exactly.
But
But wait, we need a premier defensive end opposite Aiden Hutchinson.
Thank you, Stick, for doing my dirty work right there.
But wait, Neil.
That's my point.
If you don't have two Aiden Hutchinsons, you have nothing.
That's my point.
Have I not told you, if you don't have Aiden Hutchinson, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt on your defensive line, Brad Holmes has failed.
And it backs up to my point about the Eagles. You know who led them in sacks last year? Josh Sweat.
You go.
He left in free agency. Where are the questions about the Eagles? They lost their Hutch by the numbers. Their leading sack guy, they lost him. He left in free agency. Where are the questions about them? Oh, but the narrative changes. Well, look at their defensive line, Neil. That the narrative just instantly changes because we go down the checklist. Once your first item on the checklist gets crossed off, you immediately go to number 2. And when that one gets crossed off, you immediately go to number 3. We're on like 4 with Goff now. Super Bowl. Like that's all they have left now.
Yeah, but I love that that's the standard now, right? This is what we were talking about over the weekend. Me and Broder were talking about, like, the preseason doesn't matter anymore because you're not filling out a roster like you used to with the Lions. Remember, like preseason, who's the backup? We already know who backups are. We already know third string, fourth string running back. We already the wide receiver. We may be looking for the third or fourth wide receiver, but preseason is no longer about looking for your potential starters, your backups. It's like, okay, who are going to be the 5 depth guys that we need? That's all we're looking for out of this preseason. So we're talking about Savon Vaki at running back. Okay, yeah, we want to see more Vaki. Everybody wants to see more, but where? Where's that going to come from? Gibbs? No. Montgomery? No. Craig Reynolds? No. Like, where are you going to get this guy carries?
Jesse Adams. I guess Neil doesn't want to be two things can be true on this subject. LOL. He's a top 10 defensive end. Well, isn't he higher than that? Isn't he top 5?
I would say he's top 5. Yes. Hutch? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Jesse, like no, I don't believe that both of those things are true, because he's at a higher level than that. And again, my response to you would be the Eagles lost their leading sack guy. Where are their questions? Where's their fan base melting down about it? Oh, because they won the Super Bowl. That's right.
It does matter.
100%. Mad Packs matter.
Oh, Mad Packs matters. And they're coming May 30th. I mean, that's a couple days from today.
Shout out.
Go get your Mad Packs. They're popping up at dispensaries all over Metro Detroit. And the flavor on these things, like Spenny, you'll vouch for this. It's like a sweet tasting, nice, smooth smoke when you get those pre-rolls. And they are launching May 30th, 2025. Look at that little Mad Pack bag. A full pound can fit into there, which, of course, that's what D-Mac smokes daily. So Mad Packs and D-Mac, I'm sure they'll team up too at some point. Launching May 30th, 2025.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Dr. Pierce, world-renowned doctor, is going to be in the studio rather soon to talk some sports and back and spine and all that good stuff. And if you're having any aches and pains, that's the guy you need to go see. Not only does he treat the elite, he treats humble people like us, the regulars in life. Even me, Jeffrey Pierce. Call him 248-426-994. That's 248-426-994 and set up your consultation today.
All right, we're keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule. Of course, we have Stick in for D-Mac. We have intern Simeon. We have Spencer Baxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread.
Man, I'm gassed today.
A lot of love and hate in there.
Mike G. The Eagles got Jihad Campbell. Yes. Well, he was hurt. Just like the Eagles take a hurt guy, and he might not play this year. So, show me Mike G. Wake me up when he shows up and has 12 sacks this year for the Eagles. It's not going to happen, man.
Probably not.
It's not going to happen.
I would not bet on it, no.
Period. End of story. Full State Farms. Brad Holmes has failed. He is betting on a 6th-round pick in Davenport opposite of Hutch, whose leg exploded last year. Show me the receipt that he's betting, quote, betting on a 6th-round pick. Can we drop this other narrative, by the way? Spenny.
Yeah.
Did Brad Holmes say, I'm going to outsmart everybody, and I'm going to get this guy in the 6th round, and he's going to come out, and he's going to be in the top 20 in sacks this year in the NFL?
No.
What?
No, he did not.
What do you mean?
And Hassanin has nice potential. I like what he can be because he was, productive at Boise State, too. It's not like he was just pure athleticism or pure
Well, Brad Holmes is
potential.
betting on him.
No, he's right now, I would say, at the best 3rd-string defensive end opposite of Hutch. I'd say more like 4th because you've got Davenport and Pascal, and then I would say Levi is your 3rd string.
I get very defensive over Jared Goff because I
love
Al-Quadin
Muhammad too. Sorry,
I love Jared Goff. Made that very clear here at Woodward Sports. Part of my question is, what more does this guy have to do for you, right? He's delivered you more playoff wins than you've ever seen in your life. He's taken you further than you've ever seen in your life. He's been a top 5 MVP candidate. But I can understand how you don't like Jared. Like, players, I understand. But for anybody in this city to have any question about Brad Holmes is probably the most foolish statement you can make.
It's
you
Madden
can
trade
critique
machine fantasy league bullshit.
You can critique players because they will have game-by-game up and downs, right? Brad Holmes has never – you judge GMs by season. He's never had a regressive season. Now, you can argue they didn't make it further in the playoffs this year, but did the roster do better? Yes. Like, have they improved? Do you expect more? Has he reset our floor? Like, to look at Brad Holmes as nothing more than an angel sent from God is a sin amongst sins. Brad Holmes has done nothing but provide this city, this franchise with hope, with wins, with moments, with great players, with good draft picks. And for people to ever discredit Brad Holmes, to me, is even more egregious than discrediting Jared Goff. It's unbelievable that people still question this guy. Unbelievable.
And Danny G, this fan base is ridiculous, bro. Oh my God. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I agree with you 1,000%. It's wild. But I guess, like, you're looking at it, Brad Holmes bet the entire fate of this team's Super Bowl run on a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
And he did that intentionally.
You know what? I heard he was trying to shop 1 through 5 just because he knew that all he needed was a 6th-round pick, and he was like, I don't need any other pick, just this 6th-round defensive end because that's all this team needs. Forget having a defensive tackle that can plug the middle and occupy double and triple teams and just be a rock in the middle to occupy space, which frees up defensive. Don't forget all that. This is what I'm banking on.
Jesse. I guess people forgot he worked a bad 5th-string guard who played tackle for the Bucs, and the Seahawks had no starters at tackle when Hutch went off. Did you forget that too, Neil Rule, or not?
What?
They had some offensive line issues. Well, then, by that rationale, then you don't value the Eagles' Super Bowl win. Because how was the state of the Chiefs' offensive line in that game?
Was not great.
When the Bucs beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, they lost both starting tackles.
That is
so that
true.
one doesn't count. Right? Let's just keep it 100 then, Jesse Adams. So admit that then, and we'll be cool. I'll say, you know what, Jesse, you're right. So go ahead and admit that, man, and I'll say that you're right.
Brad hasn't won anything with us yet. Yes, he has. Yeah,
he's won 2 division titles.
He's
and 2
won
playoff
division
games.
titles, right? He's won playoff games.
But now and everybody knows that we're on a different exit of the highway now. So
why though? Because of Brad Holmes.
Yes, for sure.
He built the highway.
Absolutely.
He built the off ramp. He built all of this.
Yeah, and people throwing shade on Brad Holmes are idiots.
That's what, like,
he's the best GM in the history of the franchise. It's not even close.
Not even close.
Now if he takes the step to winning a Super Bowl, he'll be the best GM in the NFL. He's already, top 5, I would say, at the very least. I would say top 3.
I would say top 2, and the only difference is because the other guys won a couple.
I would put Veach and Roseman over him, yeah, but...
I put Roseman over him because
Roseman might be the best GM in sports.
Yeah. So they've actually done it. But hey, I know, look, like, we're getting deep into the weeds there.
Yeah.
I understand that. I do. You guys want to put some people in the coffin or what?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down.
You ready to rest in peace?
Yeah.
Do you know where those spots are on the board or no? No? That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'll just do it. Dong.
All right, it is time for Rest in Peace Tuesday. We take somebody from the sports world, we put them in the coffin, and we bury them. Spencer Raxter usually hitting leadoff in this situation.
Yeah, I got one that they're not dead yet, but we all saw it coming, and they're drowning. And that's the Carolina Hurricanes. Rest in peace, Carolina.
What are you talking about, Spenny? They got a shutout yesterday.
I was told they're going to win the series. I was told that no, you got Bob his one night. You got your one win. Panthers in 5. Like I said, it was going to be this team's just better, flat out. And Carolina notoriously bad in the second round of the playoffs. Their record in the second round of the playoffs is crazy.
That was their first win in 15 games in the conference finals.
Yeah,
they were 0-14.
It's insane. And so... yeah, Carolina, it was cute, but we know that Florida is built for this. Like, they are the better team, and you have the same shtick. I said it before. Like, people that said Carolina was going to win, Carolina's whole thing is we go 4 lines deep, and we are better than you because we outlast you. So does Florida, and they got superstars.
Except they're serious about it.
And they got Bob. So, like, it's, yeah.
And they'll pass up the puck to hit you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
RIP to the Hurricanes, but yeah, it was the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, you were right, man. 100%. You were right. Intern Simeon, you want to jump in on one? Or you got too much going on. You want us to come back to you?
Bury somebody?
What's that?
Can I get rid of Rudy Gobert? He sucks.
Bring the microphone in closer to you.
Rudy Gobert's terrible.
Spenny, I know.
I'm all for it.
I didn't have 2 eyes on that last night. That's the first thing I could think of. He was so bad. I watched him rebound, miss 2 putbacks like in a row in crunch time. Get rid of him. Get him out of here.
Well, not only can they not get rid of him, they gave up like a ton for him.
A ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Probably the worst trade in the history of the NBA.
It's funny because I am going to the same team that you're on for mine coming up in just a minute. Stick. Who you putting in the coffin? Who is your rest in peace? Who's dead in the sports world?
I really wanted to walk in today and say the New York Knicks. But unfortunately, Sassy Towns had a sassy fourth quarter and saved their whole season. And now Vegas has the Knicks favored to win, even though they don't have home court advantage. So that's wild to me. So I wasn't going to go sports. I was going to go my free time.
Why so?
The Homeowners Association is starting to take up more time than we anticipated. I got to go to a meeting tonight at the clubhouse to discuss the one lady in our neighborhood that does not have sidewalk compliance. Everybody, it's part of the deed. You must have a sidewalk in front. She lives at the end of the neighborhood, and it goes to nothing, so she just didn't do it, and I guess it's been a big deal. But now we have to have an all-in meeting. Lawyers have been contacted. She thinks she's being unfairly targeted by the new board. Like, my goodness. So, yeah, rest in peace my Tuesday night because I got to go deal with compliance on sidewalk issues.
That sounds awful.
And I'm just the secretary.
Yeah.
That is terrible, dude. That's what you signed up for, though.
I was told it would just be like 4 meetings a year, quarterly meetings. But it is almost every day text messages and, hey, can we meet? Like, no, I got to put my kid to bed. I don't care about Cheryl's sidewalk.
Mike G in the chat. Intern Simeon, will Mizzou win the SEC?
I don't wanna say yes, cause
they won't.
probably not. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a safe bet.
But they can. Maybe.
Could they?
They could.
No, they can't.
They could.
No,
Never
they
know. Good defense.
I was a big Blaine Gabbert guy.
Who wasn't?
Yeah. I mean, NFL was convinced.
The NFL was a big Blaine Gabbert guy, no doubt about it. All right, mine. Rest in peace to the Anthony Edwards honeymoon.
Aww.
Because it is over. And as quick as they build you up,
expectations are here now.
They will tear your ass down in a second. You got the 4-letter network saying, did we give too much too soon to Anthony Edwards? I saw people on social media talk about how ugly his shoe was. Like, it's over. Like, the honeymoon stuff's over. The up and coming, he's next, over. All of it. And in the chat even. Like, when I said I was going on Minnesota, Spenny, they started piling in right away. Alan W., rest in peace to his killer mentality that I was told Cade lacks. 16 points in a must-win game, and now their season is over. Where else? Where else was the other one?
Thunder are really good.
Yeah, it's time. It's their time.
They're gonna win.
I was really sad to see that series end. Essentially, though, like I wanted that to be a 2-2 game. I wanted some excitement out of this. Like, you're not gonna get it now. I don't think you're going to get out of either series.
You know what's funny about that, about the NBA playoffs? This Pacers-Knicks series is TNT's had the rights to a conference final since 2019. This is the first non-sweep they're ever going to broadcast.
Wow.
That was an insane stat that I saw.
That is an insane stat.
Yeah. Another one that I saw that I thought was insane was the Pistons were the only team to stretch a first round past 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only team to win 2 games in the first round. Like,
that's wild.
I don't know. These playoffs have not been as intense and as fun as I was hoping they would be, especially with the young rising stars like SGA versus Ant-Man. We really haven't seen those two have 2 50-point performances going back and forth at each other. They've just kind of been taking turns.
Yeah.
Oh, this is your game, that's my game. Same thing with Halliburton and all them. Like, you had a good defining moment with Game 1 with Halliburton and the big bounce and stuff like that. But outside of that, these games haven't really been great. I'm missing the heat. I'm missing the pizzazz, not the team, the Heat, but I'm missing the fun.
The heat of the playoffs.
Yeah, like close games, battles in and out. Yeah,
like appointment viewing. It is true.
I don't feel it this year like I have in years past.
The Pistons-Knicks series was it.
Is that the lack of superstars in the conference finals? I think, like, Anthony Edwards is the biggest superstar left in the finals, unless, like, name recognition wise.
Yeah.
You know, SGA is the best.
Until SGA wins.
Yeah,
it's
SGA
the
is
changing
best
of the
player
guard.
left, but-
That's what it is. It's no LeBron. It's no
that's what
Steph.
it is.
It's no
That's what I
Jokic.
meant,
It's
yeah.
no Durant. It's no Harden. It's none of those guys anymore. It's the young guys. And I don't know, just maybe because they haven't built these rivalries yet. Like, if the Knicks and the Pistons play 2 more years in the playoffs, like the Nets and the Pistons back in the day, it becomes a little bit more. I just don't feel the hatred. I don't feel the competitiveness, because what you're seeing is one team will give up a 40-point game, then they come out and win a 20-point game, then give up a 20-point game the next time. It's very inconsistent. It's not just nightly battles that I want to see.
Before we cut to the break, Pete Smith in the super chat. I lived in Florida, and the HOA president was so hated that she was dead for 3 weeks before anyone noticed. We lined. Listen to this, Dick.
God.
We lined up
Sorry
to
for
clap.
laughing.
We lined up to clap when they cleared her rotting corpse out of the house.
Oh my God! Well, that's the route our HOA was going on. Like, for those who don't know, our whole HOA had to step down because they were not revealing the books. They were hiding money, handwritten receipts for overpayment. Not like, it was becoming a revolt.
Yeah.
And that's how the whole new HOA was formed in one night. But yeah, and the guy that was running it, everybody hates. And he used to roll around the neighborhood in his golf cart like he was the king. Now he just hides in his house. We all know your secrets.
That's crazy.
So, Stick, DNCENT has a question for you. There's been like nightly 20-point comebacks. What do you mean, Stick?
Right, but it's not competitive basketball. I mean, comebacks are great, but that means at one point it was a 20 to 30-point game, right? Like, I want back and forth, 17 lead changes, big play, big shot after big shot. Like, one team going on a run to me isn't as fun as watching 2 teams competing at the highest level.
And lots of love for Josh Pascal in the chat as well.
Second-round draft pick.
I think it's Pascal Siakam.
Oh, Pascal Siakam. Good player.
Oh, is he?
I think, yeah. Weezy's talking about Pascal Siakam.
Is he?
Yeah. Terrell FL is talking about Josh Pascal, I think. I don't know. Well, he said top 5 in the East for Pascal, so I'm almost 1,000% sure he's talking about Pascal Siakam.
I do like Pascal Siakam, too.
He's very good.
Hell of a player.
He is. Hey, you know what else is good? Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. They're pretty good as well. They still got the promo code going. That's right, Woodward1000. Scan the QR code on the screen. Make your first deposit using that code Woodward1000 to make your first bet. If you lose that first bet all the way up to $1,000, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. It's Caesars, man. One of the OGs of the gambling game. Yes, Caesars Sportsbook. The app is clean. It doesn't glitch out. It's easy to deal with. They have all the markets. All of it is there for you. Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Sure, you're following Woodward Sports on all social media platforms, whether that's YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, or Twitch. We have a great presence on all of them at Woodward Sports if you want to stay up to date with the best sports coverage in Michigan.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. It is Tuesday, so you know what that means. Dr. Pierce is here in the house. He's in the massage chair, house massage chair. But, Doc, you know what? You're giving off Indy 500 vibes. Like someone's going to put the helmet on you right now.
I feel like, let's go.
You get a Hans device in there, you'll be all set.
There's a self-esteem setting on that, Doc. So hit that, and it'll tell you beautiful things about yourself.
Is that really
Isn't that crazy? You haven't hit the self-esteem massage?
No.
Oh, dude.
Does it tickle you certain
I was
places?
telling Bethany when she was cutting my hair, she's the opposite of the self-esteem setting.
That is true. That is true.
What does it say?
Just like self-affirming things,
day.
like, you know,
say you're good enough,
smart enough,
smart
and
enough.
gosh darn it, people like you.
Really?
I played it for Maz because Maz needed
What kind of voice is it in?
It's a very nice, soothing lady.
Okay.
It is. So, like, the first half is her talking you up, and the second half is just calming music. This thing is unreal.
It's
like,
very
it's
cool.
unreal.
It's very cool.
And Doc's in there right now. But Doc, it's kind of funny because in the super chat, just as you sat down, we just got a super chat comment in here about what we were going to talk about for a minute. Jason Kenyon, the best game in over the last few days was Fever versus Liberty, no doubt. Went to 100. Nothing but great play, was refreshing, looked like a playoff game. Get well soon, Caitlin Clark.
No way, really?
Yeah, swear to God.
We're relevant. We're going to be relevant today.
Right. Well, no, it's just because I did have a question about that.
Okay.
And a quad injury for Caitlin Clark, and it's not necessarily like that per se, like the isolated quad injury or the Angel stuff or anything about that. To me, Doc, it's more of no one had more taxing preseason. And I guess I'm talking about, because you've talked about mentality and injuries and the mental side of being injured. She is the face of women's basketball in the world right now. Is that fair?
Totally.
That's fair, right? Like, I'm not being crazy.
The woman from Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the coaches, but yeah, she has changed it. I mean, I know people buying tickets to go see her. They've never even know what women's basketball is. I mean, it's woman empowering. It's just, she does it so well. She's a class act, and she's tough as nails.
Right.
Right. So this injury, it's we want to talk about the injury.
Yeah.
I mean, is she the face? Yeah, we all know she's the face. Would we have ever talked about women's basketball?
No.
Well, maybe, but
Probably not.
probably not.
Yeah.
Unlikely. But it's great that the chat's already bringing it up. I think she does get a lot of credit. Is she the Michael Jordan? The NBA was already okay. Jordan took it to another level. The WNBA was okay. She's definitely taking it to another
They may
level.
actually be profitable one of these years.
Supposedly it is. The values of the
Subsidized by the
WNBA have gone
NBA.
up.
Subsidized by the NBA.
It's
the whole
definitely
league.
subsidized by the NBA.
Whole league. Yeah.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Grim, does anybody really care though? But Grim, but my question is, she had they played their preseason games in like different locations and stuff like that.
Right.
She's got a lot on her shoulders, man. She doesn't talk a lot or say a lot. She's got a lot on her shoulders.
Yeah,
and this popped up in the preseason, Doc. So I guess my question would be, and you don't know this because you're not in the room, but my kind of sports fan angle of it is, did they push this too far? The injury itself, Doc. Did they push her too far?
I did look into it a little bit. They're saying this is a different injury. It's a different part of her leg that's hurting. She did have a leg injury preseason, and this is more of the quad. So the quad, just to talk for a minute, is from your hip to your knee in the front of your leg.
Right.
Right. So a lot of times, a lot of those injuries are like in football or contact sport, or in basketball where you get a knee to the
contusion.
quad.
Contusion
there
area.
you go. We're learning.
Yeah.
Like a myositis, a contusion, it's a bruise. It's like a little blood thing going on that tightens up, and people tend to baby it instead of aggressively treat it. And I think the other thing that we need to look at is her schedule over the next 2 weeks. On ESPN, they were pushing that the schedule is a little light for the next 2 weeks, and they should be able to do okay without her. So is it a question of, we can do without you, let's rest this thing, it's nagging, it's irritating, let's get ahead of it, which I think most likely it is. The quad is a lot of muscle. It's the most powerful part of your body is your quads. That's where you're doing all your squats and everything else. So a lot of powerful muscles there, a lot of takeoff, a lot of change of direction. For her, she does do that step back a lot. You're going to have that stopping motion also. So her game definitely depends on her legs being in tune. And if she's feeling that little discomfort, or I can't make that stop as quick, people are catching up to her. I mean, she creates, her whole game is about creating space. With that quad, you're thinking, oh, what's the big deal about quad? It should be your ankles, your Achilles. No, your quad is your powerful muscle to get you going and get you to stop, right? So there's muscles working every time to make you move forward, but also not to like fall on your ass or fall on your butt. But you're, that muscle there does play that role. So her stop-start game of her to create space is so important to her. So that's why that muscle is probably more important to her game. And they're just, if you watch her film, she's probably a little bit off that step, that half a step, which in her game makes a big difference. For her to create that block or that hand interface, that start-stop creates those inches of separation.
Talking with Dr. Pierce here on Tuesday, courtesy of the Michigan Sports and Spine
we
Center.
need to change the backdrop. I'm tired of looking at buddies.
Also brought to you by MRI of Southfield. Jason Kenyon in the Super Chat. Quad strains hurt. Tears are worse. I had a quarter-size tear, then tore it again years later. Became a golf ball-sized tear through rodeo. Had to take a month for the tears. My legs were like bread and butter. Freddie Felt 313. NBA arenas are selling out across the league, so somebody cares, Grim. And I would say that. Like, that is the way that it goes. No, but Doc, again, I wonder about that, like usage and things like that, and how do you balance that, especially if you are
the franchise.
If you're but she is though, right? Like
she's the franchise, she's the league, she's everything.
She's everything. So Doc, how do they balance that?
Well, I think that's do they have a training team like an NBA training team? No, but there's not a major difference. These people are smart that are there. They want her to play. But the thing is, like we talked about Mac a lot of times, we have to pull him off the court. We had to pull him off the ice. and unless his arm was hanging by a thread, you had to pull people off. She's one of those people you have to pull her off the court. She's like, you're not playing. Let's take some time. Let's be aware. She's a young player that's never been injured. This is a learning curve for her. Let's balance. Let's not just, you got to push through. That's not the mentality she needs to have. It's what's mature, what's smart, she's in her 20s now. She's not 18, young 20s. Things hurt, things add up. And she's playing at a whole nother level. The other thing I wanted to bring up is the difference between college to professional. You're at a whole different level. You're at a whole level of demand on your body that's not in college. So there's that factor too.
Doc, something else that went on, and you texted it to me. And Span, I don't know if we have any footage of
God.
it.
Yeah.
We do?
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to talk about this with you. And you may not believe that or not. Also, too, they just did the cheese roll contest down the hill. All right, so
Don't talk about my culture.
So here we go. This is the and they do this annually, right?
Yes.
They roll they roll the wheel of cheese down the hill, and these people run after it, right?
Yep.
Like that's pretty much it.
This is in Scotland, right?
After it.
Where's
It's
this
in
at?
Scotland, I believe.
Scotland, yeah.
Okay,
My people.
so Doc,
Yeah.
in your best guess,
injury prevention, that's a hard one to work for.
How would Caitlin Clark do in the cheese roll league?
I think she'd be so competitive she'd probably win.
no,
I mean it's crazy. It's like the bull run and this is Scotland's way of saying screw you to the Bulls. I don't understand the meaning behind this one.
just based on that footage and what you know of it, what do you think is the most common injury to come from the cheese
Oh my God,
wheel
neck,
roll?
back, extremities. I mean, you're flinging like Gumby out there. I mean, and the guy who won, if he showed the end, he was so proud. He's like, I think he was holding his neck when he was done.
So, Doc, is it better to just go limp in that scenario?
Yes.
Or does tension hurt?
Yeah.
No, limp is best.
Uh,
Like in a car
Clip that.
accident. Limp in this case may be the only thing that it's winning for. No, like, getting to auto accidents, that's what they tell you to do. Is the worst thing to do is tighten your whole body up. It's just flop like a doll in the car accidents. So
Yeah.
Dark Cash in the chat says that guy landed the best way possible. Can Doc? Can you break this? Can you do it one more time,
can you
Spenny?
go slow-mo?
Doc, did he land the best way possible? I feel like that's not the best way possible to land.
actually, if we want to take the glass half full, which I'm trying to train everybody, glass half full, he's right. Because he didn't land on his feet. He landed like flat, like a flatter surface. So he didn't take the impact through his head, through his...
Because it doesn't look promising there. But
No, it doesn't look promising there. But the thing is, if you land on your feet, you have that whole compression impact. If you land on your neck, you can twist your neck. Yeah, I guess if we're going to go with the glass half full, that was a good floppy way to go.
Good floppy
So,
way to go.
There's a positive... there's definitely some cards being handed out at that event.
Doc, last thing before we let you go. This pickleball craze. These courts are popping up everywhere. Is this something? Do I need to try this out? I'm a big tennis guy. Do I need to try it out, or am I gonna tear my Achilles? Like, let's be real.
Your competitive nature
Yes.
could lead to an injury because you're a runner,
Yes.
right? So you have certain conditions for your running. You have not the pickleball quick, fast start.
Correct.
And your competitive nature, especially who you're playing against, like if you're playing against an older group, you could be like mentally, I should be beating these people,
Right.
and they're putting it in the corners on you. And you're at risk. Your mentality will put you at risk at pickleball if you don't properly warm up. You have to respect the game. There is a lot of injuries. Like I said last year, it's the #1 increasing musculoskeletal injuries in the country. Medicare is very concerned.
About pickleball?
Pickleball has led to the #1 musculoskeletal injuries in 65 and older.
Like,
What was #1 before pickleball? Do we know?
Sex and assisted living.
Where limp is not a good
your
thing.
limp is not a good thing.
Full
Did I
circle.
It's been a very fluid.
Can we cut that out, man? That was a little out of character.
Yeah, yes, it was.
No, but it surprisingly is very high up on the list.
Well, Dan, Danny G.
That's how I want to go out.
A lot of heart attacks in the heat of the moment.
Danny G. Pickleball is fun. I like it a lot, and I'm not yet 50 years old. So
No, my
it's out
kids, what's really getting me, and I know Mac was pushing me to be Dr. Pickleball. I'm thinking maybe we should start talking about a little bit more, because we should talk about prevention. It is raising. It is the fastest growing sport. It is, there's a lot of elderly people.
Like why?
Why?
Because it's tennis and you don't have to move?
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
tennis, you don't have to move.
It's like
fun.
table tennis when you stand on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like ping pong tennis in
Yeah.
the middle. You're out there. It's an activity. It's outside. There's a lot of positives to it. And now there's the new game that Zetterberg started in Sterling Heights, somewhere around here. The indoor, it's like on a racquetball court. So it's even taking it to another level of speed. So it's entertaining the younger crowd. Like my kids this weekend, where's the pickleball paddles and balls? So
Yeah.
and they're out there, and you're talking about 3 kids that are going, playing lacrosse at the highest level, including going to college, and it's a big deal. So yeah, we should talk. I mean, we call her D Pickleball, is one of the top 50 and over women in the state. We were talking about doing a prevention program, so maybe.
Can I keep you on retainer as Dr. Pickleball then? I'm thinking about trying it.
No, I think you should. I think it's a craze. I think just to understand the sport. I've played it a handful of times. I think it is a great sport. It's getting competitive. Look, ESPN's got it on.
The Ocho?
Yeah,
Shout out.
No, it's raising up to like ESPN 2 or something. Isn't Ocho the lower one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Ocho.
The other thing, I think Achilles injuries are big. ACL injuries are big. I told you I had one of my worst injuries was I think it was 22. One of my buddy's sons played elite hockey and played competitive, was getting competitive on the pickleball court and tore his ACL there.
Damn.
So,
Yep. My wife's best friend's dad, who's like 70, he tore his Achilles, like playing pickleball, so.
That's the thing. Your elasticity, once you get over actually 25 years of age, your elasticity in collagen in your body starts changing.
I agree.
So you have to respect that. All these supplements, all these peptides, all these biologics, you have to have a baseline. And Achilles are very strategically tight. That and your iliotibial band, which is the muscle from your hip down to your knee on the outside, feels like a long tendon. Those are very naturally tight. So when you're looking at hip stretching and things like that, you have to be conscious of those kind of things. Enjoy the game. Like people that just go out for recreational, like I picked on you because you have a competitive mindset. If you take it a competitive mindset that this is silly, this is stupid, I play tennis, I'm an athlete, why can't I do the pickleball, and why is this 60-year-old beating me? You're gonna be self-defeating. You gotta there's tactics to the game, there's skill to the game, but it's just fun to get out there and hit the ball back and forth.
No doubt. Jason Kenny in the Super Chat. I agree with the doc. I was taught to not get tense and just accept what was coming. Saved my life in rodeo. Should have been killed a couple of times, but was left with just stitches and concussions instead. Going back to the limp discussion. So that's it. No, but Doc, as always, man, we appreciate you coming by for sure. And, I'm going to do it. I'm going to play, and I'll get back to you. All right?
Well, we're going to do a tournament, so you got to play a little before the tournament.
Okay.
Woodward Sports will definitely be involved.
All right.
It's going to be a charity event for Athletes Unlimited coming up.
Nice.
But then a big shout-out to my son, lacrosse. He's in the regionals, Cranbrook against Detroit Country Day.
Nice.
Detroit Country Day has had their number, but this could be it's my son's one of his last games, and he won. He got all state.
Nice.
Oh,
Very congrats, Doc.
So he got MVP for his team, all state, and probably announced he's not going to be playing college. Might be going to MSU and playing there.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, Spenny.
Spenny's fired up
Spartan
about that.
I'm an MSU grad. Hold on, I'm a big MSU.
Oh, yeah.
grad.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I didn't know. I'm surrounded by him.
Oh, me and Doc went back in
right.
the old days of the show on the TV.
There you go. Doc, appreciate you, man.
All right, take
All right,
care.
there he is, Dr. Pierce, everybody. Our sports injury insider brought to you by MRI of Southfield and, of course, repping the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Where are we going with this break, Spenny?
We'll do Buddies and then come back to White
Yeah,
Claw.
Buddy's Pizza, everyone. There's over 20 Buddies in and around the Metro Detroit area. Don't forget about that one downtown. And don't hear people talking about it a lot, but there's one on Broadway across the street from Comerica Park. So if you're going down to a game and over 100,000 of you went to Tigers games this weekend alone, slide on by Buddy's. Get an original Detroit-style pizza from the people that, invented it back in 1946. If you want to jump on the web, go to buddyspizza.com. Get 10% off tonight. Promo code 10meal. Boom, dinner served. You're welcome. They have great partnerships with a lot of Michigan organizations, the Michigan Humane Society, Detroit Zoo, all of them as well. So again, Buddy's Pizza, man, the purveyor, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for the White Claw Tigers Tour. That's right, calling all Tigers fans. Join us for the White Claw Tigers Tour. Woodward Sports hitting for the top bars in Detroit to watch a Tigers game live on the network. Spencer and Easy were out there last Friday at McShane's Puff. Up next on the hit list, that's right, Nemo's on June 13th. I love Nemo's, man. It takes you back to the days of yore with Old Tiger Stadium. But they're still there, man, and Nemo's is still doing it at a very, very high level. Be a part of the fun. See the reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to the hottest team, the best record in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson Law.
I love Doc for doing that.
Doc's elite, man. It's like I tell people, like, for real. Like,
he's part of the family here. It's awesome.
No, he is. But you know him. Like you've gotten to know him like through the years.
He's a good guy.
If I had an injury, there's nowhere else I would rather go. Real talk.
Oh yeah.
Because he cares about the person. It's not just trying to get money. Right. As you can tell, he's doing fine.
I used TD Doc's show when he was doing a show weekly on Woodward.
Yeah.
But what he did last week was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was. It really was.
I like to play with fire, Neil.
You do. And I can't wait for this to be over.
I saw somebody say it in the chat, but when Doc brought it up. I saw this the other day. Cornell won the Natty for lacrosse. And their guy, I don't remember his name, but he had the best season in Division I lacrosse history. He had 82 goals on the season. He had 6 goals in the championship game. So, dudes, I forgot his name. Sorry, don't follow lacrosse like that, but I respect it. My cousins are rich. They used to play lacrosse. Yeah. So, yeah, that shit was cool.
You know what? I'll say this. In the dead of winter, when it used to be going on, the indoor lacrosse league, if I came across it, I would watch it.
Yeah.
I would watch it. For real.
They
played on the hockey
shit out
rink.
of each other with those sticks, dude.
Yeah. I played goalie a little bit in lacrosse.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I was a catcher in baseball too, so to me it's just same thing.
Just a natural idiot.
Just throw crap at me and I'll block it.
Great Lakes 24 in the super chat. Congrats to Sunderland for promotion back to EPL. Last second goal reminded me of Donovan's goal at the 2010 World Cup.
Joe says his name was CJ Kirst, the guy I was talking about. So shout out to CJ.
The punters played pickleball with the family on Monday. It was great for my young kids in improving hand-eye coordination. It's just like, if I get into it, then I'll go all the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the end of summer, I'll have like the.
My dad likes pickleball.
Yeah?
I've never played.
Yeah, I don't know like the rules and stuff like that.
I think it's the same as tennis.
It is. There's like the serve rule is the only thing that's a little bit different from my understanding. Are we hitting a specific topic? Because David Witt's been asking me to deliver something for about a year.
We got about 5 minutes left.
And I haven't done it on a show.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I have you guys have seen the movie Major League, right?
Of course.
And I have a fan, not conspiracy, but a fan take. After watching the movie, the last time I watched it, I noticed something that I think is pretty cool in the movie, and I don't know if it's connected or not, but it's a fan theory that I have.
All right, I want to hear this.
You guys down to hear it?
Yes,
or
absolutely.
Yeah. Shelf this.
No, I'm
okay,
intrigued.
so if you watch Major League, which
great movie.
If you don't know, great, one of the greatest movies of all time, honestly. The reason I wore 99 from when I was a child throughout my entire high school
Wasn't because of Wayne Gretzky.
It was not. It was because of Major League.
Wild Thing.
My nickname in Little League was Wild Thing.
Hell yeah!
Because I had the glasses, I had the goggles, and I have a pretty decent arm. So either way, aside from my personal aspect toward this, if you watch the movie, and Bob Uecker, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He has a line in this movie, right? And I think this line is very telling of what happens later in the movie. The very first at bat of the season, Willie Mays Hayes is up to bat, right? And what does he do? He hits a chopper high as hell to the third baseman, right? But before that, when he's coming up the bat, Bob Uecker has a line that says, and they say you can tell a lot about how a season's going to go by the first at bat. And if you think about that first at bat, what is it? It's a ball where you think like he's like, I'm going to hit this one out. But what does he do? He hits a short chopper. And then what does it turn into? A close play at first.
Right.
Now fast forward throughout the movie, you get to the ending.
Dorn.
Willie Mays Hayes is on first.
Yeah.
Jack.
Dorn, right?
No, it's not Dorn. Jack Taylor.
Oh, Jack Taylor.
Jack Taylor is at the plate.
And he calls the shot.
He calls his shot. But what happens with that?
He hits a chopper.
Turns to bunt.
Yeah.
It's a chopper, and it's a very, like, Willie Mays Hayes scores from first, but it's a very close play
He pulls
at
the hand,
first.
he's sprinting down the first baseline. Oh, yeah.
So the season ends the very same way it began. And I'm not sure if the writers put in Bob Uecker's line as kind of foreshadowing to how the movie was going to end, but it's almost the exact same play.
I never thought about it that
starts
way.
the season and ends. Well, yeah, I had to watch the movie at least 10,000 times to pick up on it.
Jake Taylor,
but that's my fan theory with Major League. Bob Uecker predicts the end in the beginning.
Who's the guy that the Yankees have on the mic? Like,
he threw out his own kid.
The father-son game.
The Duke.
Duke,
Yep.
yeah.
The Duke, yeah.
He's a mean son of a bitch.
Yep. Threw out his own kid.
Yeah.
So that's my fan theory.
Okay.
With Major League. If you go back and watch it again, the very first hit is identical to the very last hit in the movie, and it's all predicted by Bob Uecker's
Dude,
kid.
Jack Taylor's a legend.
Matthew Kruger. Who the hell is Jack Taylor? Look it up, Matthew.
watch
Jake
Come on.
Taylor. Jake Taylor.
Jake Taylor?
Oh, yeah,
Sorry. Yep.
You got me on it, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great movie. Great movie.
Oh, one of the best of all times.
Good catch, by the way. If they did that on purpose, that's high level.
Yeah.
I want to speak to somebody. I need to speak to the manager on this. Like, I want to know if that was true or if it's just coincidence how it worked out that way. But I can remember the first time I saw that movie, there used to be a card shop in the Novi Town Center. It was called the Old Ballpark. And I'd go in there and pick up my baseball cards and stuff like that as a kid. And it was on the TV. And I stood there for 45 minutes and just watched. You know, and it was above my pay grade. Like, I was a kid watching adult humor. But I loved that movie. I fell in love with it. And then when I was the kid wearing the goggles like Wild Thing Rick Vaughn, that's what I wanted to be. I even still have my Little League hat that says Wild Thing on the brim.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, good job out of the bullpen coming in cold like that, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Always fun to run with you.
Yeah. No, it is. We do have a good time. The Skubal stuff was a great discussion. Intern Simeon. Good stuff today, man.
Thank you.
Getting thrown into the fire like that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little late. Hey, this is the way this works, man.
Yep.
Crazy stuff. Spencer Raxter, good stuff. All of you in the chat, spirited discussion today. There was a lot of animosity early, but I felt like we all rallied. And for that, I'm proud. And we'll do it again tomorrow.
What? Why am I getting knocked for not liking hockey? What's going on in the chat? And some people are like, if Stick knew about hockey, he'd like it. Like, I grew up
Mike
in
G.
Detroit. I'm pretty sure I've been to parades. I watch a lot of hockey.
Well, hey, Mike.
It's just not my favorite.
Here, I'll step up and
That's
address
fair.
this accordingly. Mike G, any time for hockey talk? No, the TV ratings say that there's not.
But I'm the problem, Neil.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Carolina. That was smart.
Yeah, there we go. We
did
got hockey talk
see?
in.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Yzerman
see?
needs to draft an edge.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Are we rooting for Edmonton to win the cup or no?
Yeah. I want McDavid to win one. Even if it means Canada gets one, I want McDavid to win one.
Not you though, right, Stick?
Who?
Edmonton.
No, I like that the Stanley Cup's never been in Canada. I want to keep it that way until they become our 52nd state.
Okay, it's a good time to eject. All right, there we go, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Well, see you later.